Welcome to the Growth in Life virtual mentoring series. Today's installment is on the power of music. Our speakers today are Petite to Queen co-founders Tina,
Hello.
and myself, along with our Director of Music and Web, Amanda.
Hello.
Amanda completes our panel, and let's get started. We're going to be discussing how music comforts first. And Tina, would you get us started?
I'd like to very much. Thank you, Lynn. Music is a passion of mine, and it is a constant in my life. Whether I'm working, I'm at home, I'm driving, the music is a part of my life. I'm not sure the individual that had this quote, but it's music is like beauty for the ears and mind. I love that saying. It's a universal language, and for comfort, music has a way of it has the ability to shift our brain waves and to allow us to escape into the beauty of the music. Some people like lyrics, some people don't. I happen to be one. I like the acoustics. I just like the music and the instruments. It creates a fabric that envelops me and comforts me at times. Lynn, how about you?
Well, I think that the best thing is for me to tell a quick story. So a very long time ago, I started listening to country music after a breakup. And at that time, it really helped me move forward. The lyrics by Reba McEntire, the Judds, and that's just to name a few, really inspired me and provided me with perspective. And that's my story on how music comforts. Amanda, what would you like to share?
Well, thank you. I really think that music, by its nature, is a reflection of mood. When people compose music, it is expressing something that they've gone through or a mood that they're feeling. And given that it reflects mood, it's natural that for many people, music can influence their moods as well. When you watch a movie, you'll notice that the music scoring in the background really does influence how you're feeling while you're watching it. Imagine you're looking at a scene of an empty house at nighttime, and you might not know what to feel if not for the music in the background that creates suspense and nervousness in you. And that's how you know that what you're watching is a horror movie and that you need to feel scared about what might happen next. On the flip side, if you're watching a comedy movie, you would hear music that's very different and that encourages you to feel calm and happy and lighthearted. A lot of people, when they're in a good mood, they do listen to happy music, and that really connects with what they're feeling at the time. But for people when they're feeling sad or unhappy in some way, they might turn to music that is also sad. It might be a kind of music that really connects with what they're feeling and makes them feel less alone in their emotions. But on the other hand, if you're feeling sad and you decide to listen to happy music, that might consciously influence your mood to be a little bit higher up. You might feel happier by listening to happier music. It can lift your mood. In many ways, music can help you channel your emotions in a way that is cathartic. So for example, when I become very angry, I tend to go into my bedroom or to the car or wherever I might be, and I'll pick out some really loud, angry rock songs, and I'll turn it up to full volume and I'll sing along to them. And after I've heard a few songs, I feel like I've really vented that emotion. I've gotten that anger out of me, and by the end of it, I do feel a lot better. It's a kind of a cathartic way to get the emotion out in a positive way. And for many people, music can really make you feel less alone in what you're feeling. Like imagine when you're younger and maybe you're going through a hard time and you don't know who to talk to or how to talk to them about what you're feeling. When you listen to music, it can really make you feel less alone in that, and you can feel connected knowing that there's someone out there who is feeling the same thing you are feeling or went through a similar experience to yours. And not only can that provide comfort, but it can also help you understand and process your emotions better and learn how to express them in your real life.
That's terrific. All right, so let's take the next slide here on how music inspires. Amanda, you are on a roll. Why don't you go ahead and keep going?
All right. Well, I really do like this one. Music, I mean, it can provide comfort, and that's rather a passive way of looking at it, but it can also inspire, and that's a more active way that music can influence your life. One of the biggest trends in music has been the empowering anthem. So imagine any song out there that's like girl power, or maybe it's a big breakup anthem. There are tons of songs that celebrate women and our strength, and there's plenty of songs that can help anyone that's going through a big breakup to feel better about that breakup. It's like the I'm better and I'm happier now kind of anthem that so many people can relate to. While these songs are certainly fun to listen to and will probably pump you up, they can also inspire your actions in real life. If there's a particular situation that you're going through, hearing a song that seems to be about that can inspire you to act bravely and confidently. Maybe even wanting to move out of your small town and try to make a name for yourself in the big city. Plenty of songs out there can encourage you to take that leap and follow your dreams. You might think, if this singer can follow her dreams and find success, why can't I? Music can offer just the nudge you need to act on your desires and to make the move that you've been putting off. Tina, what do you think?
Well, I think music increases our focus. It helps us to find that creativity and to be able to work in a more creative environment. I really liked your idea of having these empowering anthems that give you that extra push that helps you to be able to take those next steps. But for me, I think finding in this particular instance, I do like lyrics in my music, and to find things that will help me to move through life and move through my day. Lynn?
I like the comment on focus and creativity because I have a story for this, for how music inspires. So I have a power playlist and I listen to it especially later at night when I need to get a project completed. And it has to be done that night. So songs like Katy Perry's Roar, they keep me energized to do my best work. Even when I'm tired, and rather than just say, it's good enough, no, it gets me just inspired and pumped up to, I am gonna rock this. I am gonna make this good. It's gonna be the best work. I don't care if I'm tired. So listening to the playlist has more impact for me emotionally and for my focus and that creativity than a triple venti espresso. All right. So let's say, where are we at now? How music motivates. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm on a roll this time, so I'm going to go ahead and take this. And just like that power playlist I was just describing, I've actually created a number of different playlists. Each motivates me in a myriad of ways and situations. If I've got a calm mix and it helps me really refocus my attention and de-stress, and it propels me to complete the task at hand. And it tends to have less lyrics. There still are lyrics, but it really gets me through that. And there are so many ways that music motivates us to feel more successful, increasing our positive emotions, while helping buffer, negative thoughts. I mean, we've been talking about that here. There's so many different activities that you can do with your music. My daughter always listens to her iPod when she's at the gym or she's power walking. So for her, the music helps her maintain a steady pace and keep that focus on her heart rate, and so she's getting through her workout. And that's something that I know that a lot of people do. Amanda, what are your thoughts on how music motivates?
Well, I like what you said about working out with music. Anyone who's gone to a gym knows that energetic music will be pumping through the speakers and help you keep going when you're on that treadmill. Music can distract you from the burning in your muscles, but it can also lift your mood and motivate you to keep moving. It can keep you energized and feel like, yes, I can keep going. I can take that next step on this treadmill. It's also great for tackling chores you might not enjoy. I have a story. My sister, she once had a roommate who was looking for a good cleaning playlist before he cleaned the house. The one he found turned out to be filled with heavy metal songs, and it worked great for him. It turns out metal songs give you just the energy you need when you're scrubbing your countertops. Tina, how about you?
Well, I have certain songs that I like to play just before I'm going in to see a client. I like Rocky. Rocky gets me in the mood for being very energetic and super positive. I also like listening to classical to keep me in having it in the background to keep me motivated to get my task list done. It definitely affects moods, and the volume with which we listen to it, the tempo of the music, I think, is what just keeps us going, and it resonates internally. And by listening to it either full on, the volume completely turned up, or that really super fast tempo that keeps us moving. For working out or cooking, as I think cooking we have on the slide here, doing any other really action type activities, music absolutely helps to motivate us.
All right, Tina.
And I guess I'm the one that's working with music. Well, as I was saying, working with music. I do. I have music on constantly. I've said that earlier. And whether I'm working in an office or in my home office or I'm driving, I have music on constantly. It really helps me to stay focused. I don't find it to be a distraction at all. Of course, I don't always have it on full blown like we were talking about when I want it to be motivated. But if I'm working with music, I have classical on in the background at all times. It lifts my mood. It increases my focus. It allows me to find that creativity. I find that music, certainly in the background and softly, takes me to a place where I can find the words. I can find it taps into my creativity and inspires me to do whatever the job is at hand. Lyrics, not for me, not so much. Not when I'm working. I find working in lyrics to be very distracting. But nice classical in the background is perfect. And then when we're all different, right? All of us have different tastes. So it just happens for me, no lyrics, not for working. How about you, Lynn?
Yeah, I agree. This is so personal and situational. And it's important to recognize that listening to music while you work does not detract from your job performance. I think anyone who's listening out there who's a manager or supervisor who's had this concern, just look at the research. You got to let it go and move on. So, in fact, I would passionately argue, the opposite, which is why, hey, listen up. Enjoying music at work is a vital component for improving morale and productivity while reducing stress. And I just want to say that lyrics, yay or nay, once again, it depends. I actually have this entire Owl City playlist with lyrics that I listen to, and when I am working, and it's just great. So don't find it a distraction. Amanda, I've got a lot of insights here. So what are your thoughts regarding working with music?
Well, thank you. And I think you and Tina both brought up some very good points about working with music, and some of which I was going to touch on myself. I've known plenty of people who like to listen to music while doing homework or while working at their job. And personally, that's never been something that's worked out well for me in my life. I feel like I either end up listening to just the music or concentrating only on the task at hand. I have a hard time multitasking with the two. But that said, I do think there's a fine line between motivation and distraction. I think it's a matter of matching the right kind of music with the task at hand. A couple of years ago, I was working on a huge time-consuming project that was also mind-numbingly boring and tedious. But to make the work pass faster, I turned on a playlist of my favorite songs and listened to that as I did the rote work. It still took a few weeks to get through the whole project, but the music really made the time spent more enjoyable. I specifically chose a playlist of songs that I know well and love. First, knowing songs well already means that you're not concentrating hard on trying to learn them or understand the lyrics or learn the music parts that are happening within it. Secondly, if you love the songs already, you just feel happier and more energetic while you're listening to it. It's the motivation that you need to get through a project. I found that I can work on projects that require more careful thought if I have instrumental music playing in the background, but it cannot have lyrics because that really does tend to distract me a little bit more. If I listen to instrumental music like classical or perhaps string quartet versions of the songs I normally listen to, I do feel like that can help. Normally I would say for lyrics yay or nay, I would say nay, just because it can be distracting. Although one suggestion is you could try to listen to music in a language that you don't understand. That might not be quite so distracting if you're
That's
don't have.
interesting.
Yeah,
Huh.
I just thought of that. I could listen to music in Spanish, and well, I do understand Spanish actually. That might be distracting. But if I listen to music in some other language, I think that you might be able to enjoy it and not really be concentrating on what they're saying.
Okay.
That's really
Well,
interesting.
yeah, but I also think, yeah, to your point that if it's something you're very familiar with, then I think that's one thing that for me, that Owl City, it's not a distraction because I am so familiar with the songs and the lyrics that I can still stay focused. But it's personal preference, right? Let's take it to the next
Absolutely.
slide
Right.
as I swirl around here, and how music unites. And Amanda, you've been spot on, so let's lead with you.
All right. Well, I would say that music can really be a great conversation starter. It's a safe subject that most people find interesting and have an opinion about without pushing into personal territory. You might ask a person you just met about the kind of music he enjoys. If you find that you share an interest in the same artist or genre of music, that can lead to a great discussion. You might ask if he was at a certain concert in the area last month, or ask him about his favorite albums or his thoughts on a band's new single. But on the other hand, you may find that your new acquaintance has a very different taste in music from you, and that's fine. You can learn something new from each other. As with other friendly conversation starters, talking about music can lead to other topics of discussion and eventually a good friendship. It's a great way to connect with people on a topic that matters to many of us. And I have a few personal experiences with how music really has united me to people in my own life. When I was in 7th grade, I met a girl in my choir class, and we bonded over our shared love of singing, and we became best friends throughout grade school. When I pursued my master's degree, I was studying music business, and naturally, many of us started out by bonding over music. These first interactions soon led to friendship. That's where I met the man who is now my husband. We initially bonded over a shared love of rock music. Music has also helped me forge a deeper connection with my family members. When I was around 13 or 14, I became obsessed with music, and my sister ended up sharing my obsession. We've always been close, but I do feel that our shared love of music has made our relationship even tighter. My parents both loved hearing about my new albums, and they encouraged my love of music as well. My mom in particular became my #1 concert buddy, and I feel that we formed a stronger relationship because of that. There has been some research on the correlation between music preferences and personality, and while that connection may be true, don't let it limit you. When I was younger, I had this idea in my head that if a person didn't share a similar music taste to me, we wouldn't vibe very well. It wasn't that I didn't like them, I just felt that we would have such different personalities that we wouldn't really get along. But now, as I've gotten older, I found that it's good to get to know people with different personalities and different tastes in music. My best friend listens to a lot of trap, hip hop, and urban music, and that's a huge contrast to my preference for alternative and pop rock. But even with our differences, we get along great. Tina, how has music helped unite you in your life?
Well, I like live music. I like to go to concerts. I particularly enjoy outdoor venues, and I have the best time. And I talk with people that I would not necessarily have met before, but we are here and we're gathered at a particular musical event. It seems to be always uplifting and a happy time to converse. And we have it's a universal language. Music provides that opportunity to reach out and just be happy. There are a number of projects, worldwide projects, of bringing together through music. I think there's an initiative, and I think it's called Playing for Change, and they have the same song that's being played in all different countries and on different types of instruments, be it verbal or a guitar or a lute or a flute. But I think that it unites. That's one of the initiatives, and there are many out there that from a nonprofit standpoint, uniting people through music, because it's non-denominational. It is non-gender, but there's no bias when it comes to music, I don't think. But I think that music overall is a terrific uniting opportunity to have great conversations and to share the love of what those notes put together. Lynn?
Well, you guys are both spot on, but I have a little twist here because I'm going to talk about the most boring conference speech or presentation can be turned around, generating excitement and grabbing attention with inspired music. I've been there, and I'm just like trying to not nod off, after the luncheon, and all of a sudden it's wham, the Beatles Revolution, and it's like you get your attention. It's like, oh, hey, what are we doing here? And it's suddenly you're pumped up and it's fun. So, music can help set the tone of an event or gathering, whether it's a conference event, whether it's your home, a dinner party, a holiday party, my daughter's annual Halloween party. It allows us to unite with others and to find our commonality. I believe music builds a powerful bridge that joins diverse groups and individuals. It's amazing. Okay, so we're going to talk now about creative ways you can use music. And, as our music director here, Amanda, will you share with us how we use and how we can use music creatively?
Well, music has really been a big part in my life. As I mentioned earlier, I did study music business, and I've been very fortunate to be able to bring music into my career since I graduated. Here at Petite to Queen, we actually do make playlists that really help you with whatever you're going through in your life. So we made 2 playlists for this webinar. Our Get Pumped playlist is full of up-tempo songs that will energize you whether you're at the gym or in the office. And our Chill Vibes playlist is filled with gentle songs that are calming, perfect for unwinding after a long day. We hope you enjoy these playlists and that you find the perfect mood you're looking to achieve. You can also find our playlists that accompany our new book. Our new book is Practical Wisdoms at Work, and it's 14 chapters. Each come with a playlist of their own, representing the different topics that we discuss in the book.
That's terrific. Yeah, it is. It's terrific, and it's definitely a unique approach, to incorporate music into our business plan. So as a way to really make those connection with all of our members. So I want to just say thank you to all our members and guests who've joined us for this installment of Growth in Life Virtual Mentoring Series, and for being a part of the dialogue here at Petite to Queen. If you have a question or would like to suggest topics for discussion, please email us at jointheconversation@petitetoqueen.com.